KP's Kingdom, Cooking with KP. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful spinach, ricotta and ham cannelloni. Alright, let's get on with it. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to make the sauce. Very simple. We're just going to get an onion and we want a really nice fine dice. So, I'll show you there very quickly. I slice my onions up really nice and fine. A little bit of oil in a pot, around about a tablespoon. Use an olive oil if you've got it. And now we're going to put our onion into that pot. And all we want to do is cook that off at a medium heat until those onions sort of soften and go a little bit translucent. So we'll be building up our base flavours. Our onions are done, and now I'm putting in 2 400 gram cans of chopped tomatoes. Just grab them from the supermarket. Nothing wrong with canned tomatoes at all. Good splooge of red wine. And once again, KP has made a mess, and I have to clean all that up. Wouldn't be cooking with KP if I didn't make a mess, would it? Alright, stir that wine into your onion and tomato mix, and we're just going to cook this nice and low and slow. We're going to add in 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. You've seen me use the sachet product before. I'm going to put the lid on it. I'm going to come back around about every 20 minutes, 25 minutes and give it a stir. Just make sure it doesn't stick. And we put the lid on. It increases the heat, retains the moisture within the tomatoes itself. We don't want them to reduce down too much. We want this to be a nice, smooth sauce. I cooked this off for around about an hour and a half in total. Here's a tip. Use your can to hold your spoon and not get your bench dirty. Alright, I think we're getting pretty close to being done. We're just going to make sure they're nice and soft. They are. We're going to take it off the heat and let it come back down to a room temperature. Now, you've probably noticed I haven't put any other aromatics in. Now I'm putting in around about 2 cloves of garlic, already crushed, and I'm putting in some basil paste. If you've got fresh basil, you can put that in around about 5 minutes before you take it off the heat. We want a really rich, fresh flavour. That's why I put it in last. I'm going to put in some ground pepper, freshly ground black pepper. Give that another bit of a stir. Just like that. And you can see the sort of consistency we've already got in this. We're going to taste for seasoning. We have enough pepper in there. That would have been around about 1/4 teaspoon. I'm just adding some sea salt flakes into there. They were reduced salt tomatoes, so it needed a bit of salt just to bring that flavour out, lift that profile. And we're just going to let that come down to its room temperature. Now we're going to get our hand mixer, our little stick mixer, and we're going to blitz these tomatoes up into a really nice smooth sauce. And believe me, it does make a huge difference. Here's a tip also: get a napkin, hold it on the side of the pan. Your stick blender will throw little bits of tomato sauce everywhere. So it's a little tip that I've worked out over the years, just to catch any of those little bits of tomato that, look at that want to make its way across the kitchen. Once more, check for seasoning, and our sauce is done. That is stage 1 of making these awesome cannellonis. We can just let that sit aside, and the next thing we are going to do is start making up our filling. So here I've got about 130 grams of some finely sliced ham. You can buy like a ham steak or something like that, and just slice it up nice and fine. And we just want to cook these off a little bit, just want a little brown tinge to them. Again, not a real high heat, just something nice and nice and medium. I've already turned off my pan. I'm just getting ready to put these into our bowl. So now what we do is we get our ham, put that straight into our bowl, just like that. Very, very simple. You could use shaved ham, you could use whatever ham you like. You could use bacon if you want. If you want to leave the ham out and make it totally vegetarian, by all means you can. I'm putting a little bit of butter in my pan, and I've got two 250 gram bags of frozen chopped spinach. Once again, nothing wrong with the frozen spinach. If you want to use baby spinach leaves, you can. 500 grams of baby spinach leaves is going to be expensive and is going to take a long time to cook down. Basically, all we need to do, once again, low heat. I'm going to put a little bit of nutmeg into our spinach. But as I was saying, low heat, and all we really want to do is cook out any of the moisture. Add a little bit of salt, a couple of sprinkles like that, a little more black pepper, just to your taste, just to your liking. And we're just going to keep cooking this off. And when the liquid basically disappears in our pan, which I've set a little timer for 5 minutes, so I can go and do a couple of other little things. And it will also give me a reference for when it's going to be done. So it basically takes about 5 minutes to cook this spinach off. Alright, our spinach is all done. We want to let that come back to a room temperature as well. And that's going to take about 15 minutes. Once that's done, you can add that to your chopped ham, straight in, just like that. And these cannellonis, oh boy, they taste amazing. Alright, 250 grams of ricotta cheese. This is actually a smooth ricotta. You could use a fresh ricotta if you wish. And we're just going to mix that through to finish making our filling. Just like that. Now, you can buy cannelloni tubes if you want, but this is a real easy way to make your cannellonis. I have lasagna sheets here. These are a long sheet. I am going to cut these in half. And all we need to do is lay the sheet out, put a little bit of stuffing in one end or filling in one end, and roll them up like a little cigar. Just like that. Very, very basic. In the meantime, have your oven already up to 180 degrees. There we go, we're making our filling into our little cigars. And this does taste even better the next day, believe me. So, I want you to try and make this at home. Super simple. It does take a little bit of time. If you don't want to make the tomato sauce, you can buy a pre-bought one if you wish. Making your own sauce is deeply satisfying and incredibly tasty. No preservatives, none of that yucky stuff, no sugar. We're going to put them into a baking tray like that, or baking pan like that. Just layer them all up next to each other. And we're just going to pour our tomato sauce straight over the top. How easy is that? Oh, the mixture of the spinach, the red cheese, and if you like this video, hit that like button. It gives me confidence. Alright, I'm just going to put a little bit more cheese on top, just a little bit of shredded tasty, and it's going to go into the oven for around about 30 to 35 minutes until golden brown, just like that. Alright, so I want you to make this at home. Thank you so much for watching this video. Share it with your friends. And there we have it, our beautiful spinach ricotta ham cannellonis. Alright, a little bit more parmesan on top, just in case we didn't have enough cheese to start with. Alright folks, thank you again for watching. and I will catch you next time. Bye!